So I think it is really not about technological solutions. Assume all the technological problems have been solved. Then it gets interesting. What are the social questions? What is in that equation of society that we value and to what degree? And where do we make the trade-offs, the necessary trade-offs? Since we talked about medical here, organ transplants, a few smart people some 10 years ago got together at the Mayo Clinic and came up with an equation how to rank liver patients, people who are waiting for a liver transplant. How do you weigh the quality of life, the quantity of life, the contributions they have made, the contributions they might make in the future? So they came up with an equation, and money doesn't enter that equation. So you can't buy your way into another liver unless you are Chinese in China. But in the West, you can't. It is really strictly by those things smart people who try to do the right thing figure out should be in an equation. And I think the same is true for any data problem we have. The data is there, but how do we want to value the decisions, the outcome of decisions? I think it's more like decision science, what we are talking about here, where people agree on how much they value outcome A versus outcome B. And that is the conversation I think we should have as society, that we should talk on the level of the equation. Let's say education. My dad was a high school teacher, and he really cared for the weakest students in his class. So that was his choice. He said, you know, if I can prevent one kid to drop out of high school, that made my year. Other people say, well, if I have one kid who starts an amazing startup, that will make my year. So those are, I think, the right levels to have the discussion on. How do you put weights? What weights do you put in front of the terms?